Come and join me on my journey to my first New York Fashion Week. I saw makeup, hair, wonderful artists and designers of all kinds.
Hello, my name is Libier and I am in New York. We are living out New York Fashion Week, although I'm here for 3 days, so I'm not here the entirety of New York Fashion Week. However, I have already experienced some amazing things, so I'm going to do a New York Fashion Week series, but this is going to be the Kickstarter of all the series because I want this message to really ring true in your heart. I want you to watch this series and be encouraged. In my hotel room, just waiting for a friend to call me so that we can go to dinner. And I've just been thinking a lot about just how I want to position these vlogs to you, how I want to position myself towards you. And I want you to know that my heart is to serve you. My heart is to make content that would encourage you to have the very best life you can have through beauty, fashion, style, inspiration. And it is my hope that you would watch these videos and that you would get encouraged by the opportunity God opens up for me, by the success that I have in my business, in vlog and blog and TV, that you wouldn't get, that you would get encouraged by these videos rather than discouraged. Because I know that for me, there's been times where I've watched, certain YouTube videos or videos, and the more that I checked my heart, it was like I was in a place of FOMO, like fear of missing out and feeling like that's never gonna happen to me, like I'm never gonna get to do something like that. So I pray that with my videos that you would be encouraged, that you would see yourself in me, that you would see God's goodness and faithfulness in my life, and that you would know that God doesn't just give this to me to like put it in your face and be like, haha, you will never get this life. No, our God, the God that we serve, is a God of abundance, and He is enough for all of us, and He has enough for all of us, and He wants to bless us. Listen, God is a loving Father. The first time I came to New York, I came 13 years ago. I came to do a NYU Tisch program that was for musical theater. And when I came here, I came lost, I came hopeless, and I came broken. At that time, I had just experienced my mother trying to take her life for the second time. I was battling depression myself. I was battling an eating disorder myself. So I was here in New York trying to make it as an actor, trying to figure out how to get into Broadway, trying to figure out how to be an artist, right? Little did I know that I was already an artist, that God had placed that gift inside of me, not for myself, not so that I can serve myself as an artist, not so that I can climb up some ladder and finally be this like person for people to look at and be like, oh yes, she's got it. She's got it going on. Like, that's what my heart desired. I felt like if I could achieve my dreams, then I would finally feel wanted. I would finally feel accepted and loved. And here I am to tell you that 13 years later, I am in New York, living my dreams in a different way, a very different way. Like, God has surprised me with so many different adventures and little nuggets that I hadn't had a vision for and that I hadn't seen, right? I'm walking out the goodness of God and His faithfulness, capturing a broken heart, capturing a heart that didn't know Him, capturing a heart that didn't trust Him, and even loved Him. I didn't love God. I couldn't love something that I didn't know, and I couldn't love something that I couldn't trust. And I came to God desperate and asking God, like, who are you? And if you're really there, show me. Help me to know how to trust in you. Today, somebody offered me their umbrella. And at that moment in time, like, I got so emotional. And I was like, why am I so emotional over a man wanting to give me his umbrella? And I think that it was just the realization that God will provide for his people down to the smallest detail. God will provide. And you know, sometimes we think of provision in the financial aspect. And I think it's good. I think it's a good thing to understand that you are a daughter and a son of a king, and that you are rich because God is in you. If you're a Christian, God is within you. His Holy Spirit resides in you. That is as rich as it's ever going to get. And if we don't know who we are, our identity, then we're searching outside of ourselves for ourselves, right? And we don't know who we are because we're trying to find it in people and things and success and titles. And I know for myself, like, I wanted that title. I wanted Broadway star or movie star as my title because I felt like when I had that, I finally would feel worthy and at home and like a somebody, you know? And God showed me. He showed me in a really place of like, I don't want to say nothingness, but he had to break me down, and he had to show me that even if I was nothing, like that the world acclaims to be some sort of like a big hotshot job, like even when I was a stay-at-home mom and that's all I put my time and effort into, even then, even without a title, I was enough. I was enough in him. Oh gosh, that got me. Even then, I was enough and I mattered. So I just want to encourage you today, wherever you're at, whatever your title is, I would encourage you to know and believe for yourself that you are enough and that you are a son and a daughter of a king who is crazy about you, who would give up his life that you would find yours, who would give you dreams in your heart, not to confuse you and to make you frustrated, but to show you what you were made for. Whatever is in your heart, whatever dream is in your heart, cling to that, because that is a sign of God about what is assigned for your life. Whatever you're passionate about, whatever makes you so joyful and excited to do. Oh my gosh, I feel so emotional right now. God is so good, you guys. God is so good. I went into a Catholic church and I just sat there and I just looked at the beautiful Jesus for a very long time, and I was just crying because God has brought me so far from where I was, and I want to share that with anybody. You know, like you have a friend, and if your friend found like the coolest, most wonderful, perfect pair of jeans, which they don't exist, but there are some pretty good, cute jeans out there. Like, if you found something that delighted your life and it transformed you, you would want to share that, right? That's what Jesus is for me. He is a hope and a transformation of life. I have seen God transform my life from the pit of self-loathing and destruction and not loving myself and not respecting my body and what I put on it and what I put in it and what I left in it. You know, I didn't respect who God had made me, but He has given me my life back. He has given me my dignity back. He has given me a passion and a pursuit for living this life, not fearless, because I'll tell you this, like, if you're thinking like, oh, Libier is in New York Fashion Week, like, you know, why am I not there? Here's the deal. It's amazing, right? I am so grateful. I am so incredibly beyond grateful and excited that I'm here. However, I've had to overcome a lot of fear. I've had to overcome a lot of doubt. I've had to feel a lot of fear. And that's why I say, like, I don't call myself fearless, because I don't know that that's even a possibility, to not feel the feelings of being afraid of something, right? But it's what you do at the point of fear that I think defines your life. Do you Do you succumb to the fear and just let it ruin your life? Or do you say, God, if you've called me to this, I believe that you are going to see this through. See, that's faith. Faith is calling something as though it's not. And when we are up against a battle, when we're up against our dreams, and you know what? I want to stop saying pursuing my dreams, because it seems like they're just never attainable. I think our dreams are already there. Our dreams are our dreams. Your dreams are your dreams. Nobody can take that away. You don't have to chase it. God has that plan for you, and there is a certainty about what God says. There is a certainty about what God says, and whatever you are passionate about, if it is from God and you've prayed and God has given you confirmation and it is in line with the truth of the Bible, there's no thing that you need to chase, because it's already within you. All you have to do is discover it and sort of accept it as well. I know for me, there's been some dreams in my heart that I'm like, well, I could never, or, oh yeah, that seems great, but I don't think that could ever happen, right? And I think a part of me is afraid of it really happening, because I'm afraid of who I'll become, and I'm afraid of the success of it. I'm afraid that I won't know how to be that because I've only been this, there's all these like aspects and elements that you don't think about when people are saying like, oh, just follow your heart. I believe that there is something to be said about listening to your heart, but I would say follow Jesus, follow the Bible, follow what his plan for your life is, because when you are in the will of God, there is nothing that you cannot do in his name. And if you're doing it to serve God and for his glory, which, I think it relieves a lot of the pressure that comes with being anything, is that when we are searching to be a better version of ourselves, we're putting this expectation on ourselves, right? And if we don't have this mentality of it being for the glory of God, then it becomes our glory, and it becomes our pride, and it becomes ours. And ours, it doesn't belong. It doesn't belong to us. Wherever you are in life, whatever your title is, whatever your income is, whatever your color is, whatever your gender is, you are worthy and valuable. And there is no title that can bring someone up or down. We are all the same. Like, I believe that God sees us all as his children, and there's not one better than the other. There is not one better than the other, right? But God has a plan for our lives. He wants us to be the very best that we could be, and I think that's in stages. This is a journey. It's a journey, and you have to walk it out with the Lord, and he will show you each step of the way. And it will be confusing because you will want to do it your own way. You will at some point revert back to fleshly nature and have it want to be for you and your desires and the desires of the flesh, not of the spirit. And it will be a battle, but we are called to battle. We're not called to live a safe life that is just for ourselves. We're called to live a life of freedom, a life of excellency, a life that is extraordinary. I believe that you are extraordinary, my friend. I believe that there's parts of you that are extraordinary and that they're waiting to come out. You want to surprise yourself. And I hope and I pray that my videos, my vlogs, and this vlog series about New York and New York Fashion Week, I pray and I hope that it will not discourage you about your life, but that it will encourage you. Because if God is doing it for me, there is nothing he can't do with you. He wants to partner with you. God loves you so very much. I hope that you enjoy these videos in this New York Fashion Week series. I am so grateful that I get to be here and I get to show you what it's like in my perspective. And I'm blessed to have you. I'm blessed to know you, and I'm blessed to be able to wake up every day to be able to create content that would serve you and encourage you to have and live your best life. Thank you so much for watching. I will look forward to being with you next week.